Attention Gen X, are you looking to retire comfortably? Now, can I ask you something? And I mean, really ask you. When was the last time you stopped and actually thought about how fast time is moving? Now, I'm not talking about your schedule and not your next bill, not your job. I mean your life. Because something happens in your 40s and 50s that nobody really prepares you for. You start measuring time differently. It's no longer about someday, right? It becomes how many good years do I actually have left? And that thought, it hits hard. You start thinking about the trips that you said you'd take, the time you said you'd spend with family, the version of your life you thought you'd be living by now. And then reality creeps in. You're still waking up early, still rushing out the door, still trading your time for a paycheck that barely stretches anymore. And deep down, there's this quiet question that keeps coming back. Is this really it? Now, here's the part that most people don't want to hear. If nothing changes, this doesn't magically get better. You don't suddenly wake up at 65 with more energy, more options, and more freedom. In fact, for a lot of people, it gets tighter, more stressful, more limited. And I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying it because I've lived it. I spent years working long hours, missing time with my family, telling myself I'd figure it out later. Unfortunately, later turns into years and nothing changed until I changed. And that was the shift. Not working harder, not picking up more hours, not hoping things would just work out. I realized I needed something that didn't depend on me being on all the time. Something that could run even when I wasn't. That's when I found a different way of doing things. An automated online business. And before you tune this out, thinking that's not for me, let me say this very, very clearly. You don't need to be tech savvy. You don't need a following. You don't need to sell to your friends and family. What you do need is a decision. Because the system I use now is already built. It's step by step. It shows you how to attract the right people, not chase them. And it's designed to fit into just a couple hours a day. That's it. 2 hours a day. Now, not to replace your life overnight, but to start building something that actually gives you options. Because right now, most people don't have options. They have obligations. And there's a big difference. Now, let me ask you one more question. If you keep doing exactly what you're doing right now, where are you going to be in the next 5 years? Same routine, same stress, same conversation about one day, or worse, looking back wishing you had started today, because that's the part nobody talks about. Regret doesn't show up all at once, right? It builds slowly, quietly, over time. And by the time most people feel it, they feel stuck. Let me tell you, you're not stuck. You're just one decision away from a different direction. So here's what I want you to do. If this hit you even a little, click the link in my bio, enter your email, and watch the short videos. There's no pressure, no hype. Just a clear look at how this works and how it could fit into your life. And if you're not ready yet, that's okay. But at least start thinking differently, because time is going to pass either way. So the only question is, will you still be in the same place, or will you finally be building something that works for you? And if this message spoke to you, make sure to follow me, because I'm going to keep showing you a better way to do this step by step. And listen, if you're tired of always being on, it's time to build something that works when you don't.